Peter Wright, Michael van Gerwen and Joe Cullen. Joe Cullen, the qualifier, has had a weekend to remember. Irrespective of what happens here, he'll take away £5,000 guaranteed at least, but maybe, just maybe, he could pull off the unthinkable. Chris Dobey, let's face it, almost did in that astonishing quarter-final 6-5 defeat earlier on this evening. Michael van Gerwen was given a almighty scare, and if anything, Joe Cullen is very capable of inflicting a very similar outcome here as well. Maybe could go one better. It is a big moment in his life against the world #1, who, let's face it, just put in so much into that final leg against Dobey. 6-5 coming through. We've seen it time and time again from Van Gerwen, where he's just able to dig so deep, and he's so resilient, and that is why he is the best in the world. He's not the world champion, but he is the world #1. And for many, he's the greatest player ever, irrespective of all the titles that Taylor's won. Dan Dawson alongside me for this one. Joe Cullen against Michael van Gerwen, and it's Mighty Mike getting things underway.
Well, look, Joe Cullen is in form. We said it at the start of the weekend. We said he was one to watch, and he had the potential to go on a run in this tournament. I don't think, even when we were saying that we thought he was going to beat the world champion 6-0 in the quarter-finals, but that's exactly what happened.
91.
He came into this off the back of semi-final and quarter-final appearances in the first two Players' Championship events. And he's looking for the first maximum of the match.
He is absolutely fearless. And let's not forget, in that 6-0 defeat of Gary Anderson, he started things off with a ton 80 in that opening leg and a 158 checkout.
45.
Not done that a great deal over the course of this weekend, Joe Cullen.
140.
And he's made to pay for it with MVG looking at 86 to get the first leg on the board. There's going to be some pressure, though, as he comes downstairs.
139.
And leaves double top.
86.
So, Michael van Gerwen, what have you got? Well, you've got two perfect darts, a 14-darter and a 1-0 lead.
Second Joe to throw first.
Yeah, brilliant run for Joe Cullen this week. James Wade was beaten in the second round. Benito van der Pas 6-5. So many missed darts at doubles. 5 match darts squandered. Luckily for Cullen, van der Pas squandered 4.
57.
Simply breathtaking demolition of the world champion Gary Anderson in the quarters. One of only 2 whitewashes this weekend. Nobody saw that coming.
Quite a bit of support in the Ballhouse Forum for Joe Cullen, singing his name as he takes on the regular crowd favourite, it has to be said, in Michael van Gerwen.
Cullen has beaten van Gerwen before, let's not forget. Although their most high-profile encounter, I suppose, was their meeting at the World Championship of 2015. But Michael van Gerwen just issuing another reminder of who's in charge here.
99, Michael Uruguay 130.
3 sets to 1 that day. As Van Gerwen looks at 130, double 5 he wants.
Charles in the second leg, Michael van Gerwen.
Too good, Michael van Gerwen. 310 cleared out in 6 darts, and that's a break of throw, 12 darter and a 2-0 lead for MVG. And he doesn't look like he's in the mood to be taken close as Chris Dobey did.
No, he doesn't. He's not hanging around.
87.
And Joe Cullen is struggling to keep pace here.
Well, Joe has beaten MVG, but you've got to go back to 2014 for the last time he did it. Before that, you're going back to the
Dark Ages.
Well, yeah. I mean, his youth tour stuff when they were playing each other. That was when Michael van Gerwen was but a caterpillar as compared to the nuclear-powered moth of doom that he is now.
That's a great nickname for a darts player, by the way. That for the intro from Timo Gans. That'd throw him.
100.
Yeah, they had trouble understanding the jammy dodger for James Wilson. I'm not sure the nuclear-powered moth of doom is going to catch on. That is a great setup shot. Yeah. He's on a 2-darter here. Joe Cullen, not beyond the realms that he could nick this leg. 96 leaves him 118. So if Van Gerwen doesn't take this out...
Not sure what that's about.
Just checking his score, perhaps. Well, is it tops, or does he like the treble 20? He did like the treble 20, but he was 60. Unable to hit it. So Joe Cullen, 118, really playing the world number one. They're the kind of things that have to go. And it might, you know. Tops.
98. Michael, you require
Can't
40.
afford to squander those sorts of chances, especially on the Van Gerwen throw. Double 10 taken out.
Michael Van Gerwen.
And in the blink of an eye, Van Gerwen is halfway there. He leads 3-0. This is Joe Cullen's quarter-final in reverse at the moment.
$58.
6 from 9 doubles in that quarter-final win against Anderson.
55.
But his finishing let him down there.
Well, he has only had the one dart at a double so far in the first 3 legs of this match. But we have seen comebacks over the course of this weekend.
60.
From positions even more perilous than this, although not many of them had the world number one thrown against them.
95.
Rene Idams gave him a good game. Kevin Painter tried but was unable to. Chris Dobie, what a performance.
100.
Dobie himself averaged over 100 in that one.
Yeah, superb display. But again, a last leg decider.
58.
Michael Van Gerwen, his last 24 games over 11 legs, which have gone to a last leg decider. Been pointing this out on social media.
97.
He's won 22 of them. He just finds ways to win games under pressure, to produce his best.
Well, that shows he's psychologically very strong. Obviously the best player on the planet as well.
Now Joe Cullen.
86.
Second dart at doubles in the match and it doesn't go, and Michael Van Gerwen has a habit of doing things like this. Doing things just like this.
120.
Well, that would have been an absolute dagger through the heart for Joe Cullen. Double one. The doubles are eluding him now.
Michael, you require 30.
He was absolutely foot perfect against Anderson. Double four.
There we go. Michael Van Gerwen.
Van Gerwen going round the clock, but it matters not. He leads 4-0.
Michael to throw first. Game on.
And Joe Cullen struggling for breath here.
Yeah, well, he threw 18 darts in that leg, and you know,
100.
It's probably not going to be good enough against the world number one if you're not winning those legs. Michael Van Gerwen is only averaging 94. I mean, this is not the stunning display we saw against Chris Dobie, but this is what MVG does, because he plays
43.
better than you. If you're playing rubbish, he'll play better than you. If you're playing the greatest game of your life, he will still play better than you.
81.
That's what he's done on a regular basis for the last 3-4 years.
Just wonder what this will do for the mindset of Joe Cullen. Let's say he loses this 6-0. Well, hang on a minute, I've beaten the world champion 6-0, but that's almost been forgotten now because I've lost 6-0 in the semi-final.
I'm not so sure. I think once he gets
137.
I'm not sure they give him a check. I don't think they give him a check anymore. I think they'll probably have some sort of digital transfer system. But once he sees he's got £5 grand going in his account and he's got Joe Cullen semi-finalist next to it, and don't write him off just yet, of course, because 6 starts from here gets a break of throw.
No, I'm not writing him off. I'm just saying, you know.
105.
But this is a big step forward for Joe Cullen, as have been the last few weeks. Quarter-final of the UK Open, semi-final and quarter-final Players' Championship.
Yeah, he can't afford to lose sight of all that. Like I say as well, he will be seen in Europe again. He's qualified for the next 2, and he is on the board. A little wonder Devon Peterson's giving his mate a big hand there.
Game on.
More like it from Joe Cullen. Now, can he follow it up?
60.
Not what he wanted.
A break for 4-1.
96.
This is more like
140.
Maybe now he's got something on the scoreboard. Maybe we'll see the real Joe Cullen.
Well, look.
140.
Get a holder throw here. Just take it leg by leg. That's all he can do.
123.
19 to Michael van Gerwen, because 5 of them would leave 170, and we know what he likes. Well, we know what he likes to do on 170. That's take it out. Takes it out repeatedly, sometimes more than once in a game.
As per the UK Open.
95. Michael, you're 170.
Now, Michael. Yes. Oh, unlucky.
135.
Okay, well, he's down to 35, but Joe has a chance here to trim the deficit to 2 legs. Bully wants.
58. Michael, you require 35.
That was a chance.
Well, he's hit treble 20 there, Michael van Gerwen. It's ended up costing him a dart. Is he going to rue that? Wow.
Maybe. Maybe he will.
So you require 25.
I don't think Daphne's panicking just yet. Has to go.
9.
And
Michael, you require
you fear
16.
that could be that, really, because van Gerwen has 2 more bites at double 8. Well, this is astonishing. Absolutely astonishing. Missed doubles are plenty from Michael van Gerwen, and Joe Cullen gets another
So you
lifeline.
require 16.
Wow, curious. Curious.
Does anybody want to win this leg?
8.
Devon
Anguish.
can't watch.
Michael, you require 8.
Well, van Gerwen's smiling about it.
You can afford to
He
smile
can afford
when you're
to.
4-1 up.
He's 4-1 up. Surely not.
8 short and a 6 leg. Michael van Gerwen.
Ironic celebrations from MVG. A nice moment that.
7 leg Michael.
Not a nice moment for Joe Cullen.
Game
5-1
on.
down. Could have been 4-2 and could have been the start of a very, very special fight back.
78.
Well, 5 legs on the spin against the world #1. Absolutely no bother. Michael van Gerwen's only averaging 89.
I was just going to say, if you told Joe
58.
Cullen at the start of the match that after 6 legs Van Gerwen would be averaging 89, Joe Cullen would have said, well, I fancy my chances then.
Yeah.
But
if he told
as
him he
you
was
said,
hitting 9% of his doubles, he probably would have thought
190.
that maybe after 6 legs the game would be over.
that's the stark illustration
100.
facing Joe Cullen here.
Normal service is resumed here at the German Darts Masters as Michael van Gerwen fires in a 180. It's only his second of the match, but it leaves him 1-2-4 for the match and a place in the final to renew hostilities with Peter Snakebite Wright. Treble 18. Stays on the 18s now. Oh, well.
53.
Curious.
Well, he's got so much room for manoeuvre anyway because Cullen
78.
has salvaged a treble in the end, but he's
71.
only down to 208. Double 16 then for the
shot.
match.
And the match,
a place in the
Michael
final
van
of the
Gerwen.
German Darts Masters. Michael van Gerwen comes through in style. A close run thing against Chris Dobie in the quarters. No problem whatsoever for the man who is on course for a 2nd European Tour title this year and a 7th BDC title of 2016. Gary Anderson put to the sword in the quarters by Joe Cullen, but no match for MVG. But nevertheless, he can take a lot from what he's achieved this weekend, and we will see a lot more of him on the European Tour this year as well. No interview for Michael van Gerwen. We'll be hearing from him after the final, win or lose against Peter Wright. And that is on the way next here at the Ballhouse Forum in Munich.